been taking a look at some of the caps on this thing. This one is particularly bad. It's really badly corroded. Actually, it seems to test okay, but as you can see, there's a lot of gunk on there. It's an odd one. I think it's an afterthought. So it's weird. It's been added as a bit of a bodge on the thing. So look, it was originally like that in there. So I've taken it off, but it's really odd the way it's just sort of sat there. Anyway, this is 1000 microfarad, 25 volt. So I've got an equivalent 1000 here, and I'm going to have to do the same kind of bodge because there's no other realistic way of doing it. But I am going to try and make it a little bit neater. One thing I did see was that there was some corrosion. If I just do it that way, do it that. Anyway, yeah, so I was saying was, I mean, I don't like it. So I took this off and had a look down here. I actually took that cap out and it tested okay. There was quite a lot of corrosion around it, so I don't know, that's not good. As I can actually see some solder splashes on the board as well. So this has been reworked at some point, I'm not quite sure. I keep finding bits of stuff coming off it when I mess around with it. Anyway, I'm going to get this cap back on because, or this, I'm going to replace this cap because the one that was on there is, even though it seemed to test okay, was leaking like a sieve, so that's not good. Let's get that in there, solder that in. It's pretty hideous, but at least it's new. Like I say, it seemed to have been an afterthought and added afterwards as a bodge or something. I don't know. It's a very odd one. I mean, why would you install it like that from the factory? That just looks very strange. Anyway, at least that's a new cap. Like I say, that one next to it is 100 microfarad. It tested fine, and actually there's no corrosion on there. This is the only one that seemed to be corroded, and that is, as you can see, is pretty terrible. But it's on the input. It's on the supply input. So it's odd. It's odd why that would be causing a problem. You know, the monitor was running fine. It's all very strange. I don't quite know what's going on. Right, so having a look at the rest of it, obviously testing capacitors in circuit is tricky or nigh on impossible. I did wonder about this cap here. It's quite a beefy cap, and I don't know whether it's actually faulty underneath because the corrosion was in there. This cap looks okay, but that one, it does have some gunk under there. Maybe what I should do is pull it out. If I pull it out, oh yeah, that's not great either. If you look under there, that's also looking a bit happy, but I don't know whether it's any good or not. So I've got one of these little tester things, which is really cool, and all I've done is put these little clips on. Actually makes things easier to test. So let's do that now. It means you can get it onto some quite small components. Oh, that leg is terrible. Even if it tests okay, I think that the actual connection might be dodgy. I'm not sure. Is there anything? Well, that's apparently tested okay. Well, it's a bit high. Yeah, it's 1100 microfarad, not 1000 microfarad. 1.6 ohm equivalent serial resistance. So yeah, but that doesn't look very nice. It looks like it might have leaked. Cap is odd. If I look underneath that, oh dear, yeah, that's whether you can see that very easily, but that there is all crusty and horrible. So there was some stuff that's been leaking out of these caps, but it might be from this one. That might have just leaked around the whole thing. So I'm going to get some alcohol. Not that I'm going to have a drink, I'm just going to do a bit of cleaning. Let's get a little bit on there. Wow, look at that. That's disgusting. Well, even if it's not doing much, it's making me feel better, because that's nice to have a bit of a spring clean, isn't it? Wow, that's very sticky in places. I'm wondering whether I should clean more. I'm not sure. Right, let's see if I can find another cap there. So I've got another one of these Jamicon ones, and very helpfully on the board it does show you exactly what the polarity is, which is really cool. I like that. Let's get that soldered in as well. Whee, steady. It's alive. There's another one. This one here, not sure. It is a bit corroded on the top, but it's an old cap. What? TPO cap. So that other one that leaked over there was a TPO cap. That one actually isn't. What is that? Gelec? Don't know what that is. Gelec? That was definitely gone. There's a TPO one there as well. Now I don't know whether that's knackered. It's got some discharge on the side of it. Is that what is that? 2,200 microfarad. Am I going to end up just replacing all these caps? It's a hell of a job and hell of an expense, really. Just you know, I don't even know whether it's going to do anything. But hey, whatever. See if I can find a cap that's big enough for that. I mean, I don't know whether this one's probably fine. Tell you what, let's take it out and have a look. That's the only other one that's that I can see that's potentially dodgy. Like I say, you can't test these things in circuit. You just got to get them out. Again, it's got some crud underneath it, but I don't know whether that crud is caused by the leakage of that other electrolytic. And the reality is that one that was across the supply, this one here, is probably empty. All the electrolyte is elsewhere. And it seems to have spread right across the board. But there you go. That's the nature of these old caps, I guess. Let's see if this tests to anything. Well, it's supposed to be 2,200 microfarad. This is 2,800 microfarad. That's quite a big variance. I'm not happy with that. So I think that needs to be replaced anyway. The question is, do I have a 2,200 microfarad cap on hand? I'm not sure I do. Yeah, that's a tricky one. I don't think I have. I found the only one that's the right size is that, and I think actually it might be physically the correct size. What the manufacturer is, SM. Let's test it. I mean, this has no crud on the bottom, so let's just hope that that's good. Is it electrically the same? 16 volts, so 2200 microfarad, 16 volts. This is 2200 microfarad, 25 volts. So I'm happy with that. 1962 microfarad. That's quite low. But this was very high, and it looks in bad shape. Not sure. Well, we could try it. But first, we need to do some more cleaning. More gunk. Wow. Now the question is this the correct size? Physically the correct size? Because I don't have much. Yeah, I think it is. I don't have really anything. I haven't got anything in the way of let's get some solder on. Hang on, let me just refresh that. That solder joint there looks really quite bad. Let's clean all that off. I need to clean these connectors actually. Obviously dodgy cat back. I mean, it's one I've got lying around, so it's, you know, I'm taking a risk a bit, but let's just try and clean those contacts a bit, and we'll put some flux on it, and that's got to go in the bin. Right, where's my flux? Okay. Okay, that's good. It's another replaced cap. Anyway, so those are the ones, the main ones that I can see that may have been subject to corrosion directly. I mean, that one doesn't look very happy either, but I mean, you can just continue forever. Obviously, the one that was replaced originally was that one there. So I always wondered about this one next to it. It's a very odd looking cap. I'm not even sure it's a cap. No, it's an inductor. What's that one there? That one looks a bit happy. But I think this stuff is okay because it's that's the high voltage. I think the high voltage is all right. It's more about the deflection. Anyway, so I think it's probably time to test it. I mean, we've got 3 more dodgy caps, or potentially dodgy caps. Well, that was definitely dodgy. These other 2, yeah, they're a bit out of spec. Yeah, let's test it. So I'm going to take some time here and start assembling this thing. So this is the cleaned bottom, and I'm going to put the things. I put some contact cleaner on these and remounted the pots, so that's good. Hopefully I've got it in the right sequence. There was a bit of a struggle getting it apart, so right. I messed this up. Not sure whether I have or haven't. I think it's all right. Yeah, there we go. And there are some screws. Oh, there's always more screws out the bloody way. Hang on a minute. So the screws are right down there. Actually reasonably easy to get to if you've got a bloody great big screwdriver like that. That's good. alright, you know, I think it's lined up okay. This bit's a little awkward because you end up with lots of cables and stuff in the way, and the actual, and it's done that. Oh, he's gone down there. Oh, I said it was going to be easy, and I was not right. Oh, it's all the way down there. Oh, so annoying. I'll take it off. Maybe what I've got to do is put these on first. This used to be, I've got to see if I can re-magnetise this thing, this screwdriver. That would be really good actually. I think that's okay now. Yeah, that's good. Okie dokie. With that done, and with that done and really loose. Why is it so loose? Ah, maybe there's another few turns on it. No. Yeah. That's better. That can go back there. That way round. There we go. Goes in there like that. Vertical is there. Horizontal is down there. Plug in the horizontal. We control the horizontal. We control the vertical. And these are the trim pots for, I think it's just contrast and brightness on there. Let's go get routed onto there. Good, good, good. Where is the power? The power is here with that really weird bodgerama. Okay, don't like it, but it is what it is. I've got to make sure that that is also attached on there. I'm not going to put that in the tray. I did actually redo, as you've seen previously, did redo the power board, the power supply, but I'm not going to bother with that just yet. So if I just put that there, it's a bit, maybe if I do it the other way around, it's a bit on an angle, but I want to keep it away from this neck. Okay, I think that's, there's a ring there. I don't like the fact that that's there. Hang on, let me move it out a little bit. I could go in there. Oh, pain in the arse. Hang on. this out of the way a bit. There you go. I want to keep that neck clear, and the trouble is this, because this is not in these bits here, it's a bit sort of flapping about in the breeze a little bit, but hey, I don't want to button it up just yet because I don't know whether it's going to work. Gently with the neck. So that's all back together as far as I can tell. Okay, and I mean those pots, they feel so much nicer to mess with. So much better. Bit of contact cleaner does wonders. Right, let's make sure I put that out of the way. So ultimately the idea is that this thing with its replaced X2s is going to go back in there, and that's going to go in there. And even if it's not used in its final thing as a working word processor, I really hope I can use it as a monitor, possibly with the power supply built in, so it's all self-contained. Maybe even providing 5 volts for something else. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to do with it ultimately. It would be quite nice to actually build, even if the word processor doesn't work, build a computer around it using the original disk drives and much of the original hardware as I can, and essentially mounting a small computer in there, maybe even a Raspberry Pi. That would be weird, because they do provide composite output, so it can be a fairly modest Pi, in keeping with the modest nature of the system, and taking the power from this power supply, 5 volts and all the rest of it, and 12 volts for the floppy drive, and then getting a floppy adapter or something. I don't know. There's options. That case is actually quite large, so I could even put a full-blown PC in there. In fact, I've got a PC that's 12 volts. Maybe I could put that in there. Not sure. It's all about the composite output. Anyway, the first things first, let's get it tested. We're now ready to power up. I have the voltage here from the power supply. It's not actually connected up to the unit yet, so if we see a voltage drop on there, we'll know that this is drawing some current. I've got a secondary camera here that's hopefully going to record what's coming out of the thing, if there's any picture at all. I tried it earlier, nothing happened at all, and I think it was the power connector in there that was a bit dicky. When I replaced the capacitor, I don't think it was quite seated properly, so I've whacked that, pushed it down a little bit on the leg, and there's a bit more space in there, so I've managed to jam that down a bit more. Everything looks good. I've given it a bit of a clean. All the connectors seem in the right place. I have no idea whether these pots at the front are set correctly. As I recall last time, I had to jam them completely one way. So there you go. Anyway, so I'm going to power it on, and we'll see whether those replaced caps have done anything good, or whether it's the same or got worse. One moment please. Okay, so it's drawing some current. That's good. So yeah, 12. Okay. Yeah, I've only got it set up to monitor voltage. I haven't got it set up to monitor current. I just wanted to see that the voltage will drop a little bit, so it is doing something. I can't hear the high voltage kick in. Let's move this stuff out of the way. I've got everything right in the way. I can't actually see anything. Okay. I'm going to get the light a minute. Yeah, there's nothing visible there. I don't know whether the HT is on or not. I'm going to try and adjust the controls on the front. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there is a Here's a picture. Yeah, okay. Well, that looks different to before. I don't know whether... Let me just do a reset on that. That's the reset. Okay, well, there's something going on. Let's put the light back on. I'll get my plastic adjuster. So I don't know which one to go for. Vertical, hold, maybe. Let's drop it like that, which. Okay, there's something going on there. Vertical hold, that looks a lot better. Let's try and reduce it a bit. That's the vertical size. That's the size of the field. That works okay. The centering. That also works okay. I don't know what these are. They got a... I don't know whether... No, they haven't got any marks on them. Ah, I think that's intensity. Yeah. So what other ones have we got? There's some other ones in there. It does seem to be a much more stable picture, but it's not actually doing anything. So if I do that, that's gone into a game now. Oh. Okay, that's different. If I reset it, it seems to actually... Yeah, there's something going on there. That is actually real stuff. So I think the frequency is right, but it's so difficult to tell. Right, let me grab that other screwdriver a minute. The one that I bodged up with a load of tape. Where the hell did I put it? There it is. So I've got this one here, my, in quotes, insulated one. I just need to get a little torch so I can see what I'm doing. Right, let's have a look here. X-ray protection, horizontal hold. Can certainly make a big impact on the stability of it. I'm loath to change the other one. So one of this pot is called torch. Is critical voltage? Don't know. And X-ray protection. Dear. So if I reset the thing, then we get the menu. If I then push that, it goes into a game, and there's a flashing. The game's about to start, I think. Yeah. That's interesting. Well, I don't know. I think it's improved, but it's not great. That's really weird. So it's seeing something. Maybe the frequency is just mismatched. This is not composite. I don't know. I'll be interested to hear what you guys think. It's definitely improved, but improved doesn't make it functional. And it could just be that the I say the signal's just different. Don't know. You can start to actually read, not read text necessarily, but there is things going on in there which you can kind of recognise. I mean, I don't have a signal generator, which is a bit of a bugger. That would be perfect. But there's always more to buy. Alright, okay, I think that's it for now. I'm going to post this up and ask a few questions and see whether you guys have some ideas as to what I can do next. I mean, you know, I've replaced a few of the caps. There's probably other caps that I can replace, almost certainly. And yeah, I mean, this could be, you know, a never-ending story. Right, okay, I'll see you next time. Cheers. So I think it's improved. The picture is a bit more stable. I could just go through all the capacitors and change them in sequence, but I don't really know what to do next. It's a tricky one. Maybe you've got some ideas, some suggestions. Apologies if this video was a little bit rambling, but yeah, I wanted to give it one more go, really. It's annoying because you can see the actual Pac-Man characters appearing on the screen, and it's, you know, it's vertically, it seems to be stable. It's a horizontal that I think that is all over the shop. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do next. Like I say, I could just swap out a few more caps, but there's nothing obvious that is at fault here. The high voltage it seems to be fine. Everything seems to be working. It's not making any weird noises or weird smells. So that's a good thing. But is it usable? I mean, the screen is really tired anyway because you've got a lot of burn-in. But it would just be nice to do something else with it. So yeah, as I say, if you've got any suggestions of what I can do next, yeah, get in touch. I'll see you next time. Cheers.